Hey, it's me, GV, and welcome back to Gauntlet Velocity, ladies and gentlemen, where our current gauntlet is Stygian difficulty in Darkest Dungeon, which has gotten off to a decent start, right? We had a good try with Reynold and Dismas and Osmond and Kiev. It was challenging, and Reynold is still, max stressed here. Also, we definitely got bad luck here because the Butcher's Circus, the traveling circus, has arrived on the outskirts of town, bringing with them all manner of crude sport into the ring this week to relieve 10 stress from all heroes, which would be great. However, I have this DLC disabled. Enable the Butcher's Circus. No. I have it disabled, so it's like silly that would give me that option there, because that basically could have been a better event, you know, and we can't really use it. I mean, I could enable it, but it's multiplayer, so it's really not what I'm going for, so I'm just gonna say no.
Fresh kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
Yeah, so this is the tavern, stress relief. Heroes relieve stress by taking part in activities at the tavern and abbey. Each activity has different side effects. Experiment to find the best activity for each hero depending on their quirks. What is this, My Hero Academia? Or what is this, The Last of Us with Abby? Committing a hero to an activity locks them in that activity until the next week. You'll have to take a different hero with you on your next quest. So I just love how this game is designed, man. Like, everything about this game is so, I don't know, man. It's such a good idea. There's so many good ideas in this video game. So, yes, we go to the tavern to restore stress. But depending on their quirk, some people will not use the tavern for stress.
Have been dusted, the pews set
Relief.
straight.
Relief.
The abbey calls to the faithful.
Yeah, because you can also use the abbey as well for stress relief also. So, the first step is go to the stagecoach, take a look at who we got. We've got Crayon. Crayon? The Antiquarian, which is a really weird class. This Sourdeval, Abomination. Mainette, Occultist. Ooh, I love the Occultist class. And then Deton, Seeker, Grave Robber. So that's actually pretty good because we didn't get any duplicates for our party here.
Where others will not go, and sees what others will not see.
So we are gonna drag everybody out of our party here, and then also the ruins has advanced to level 1, so the areas will like level up as you do stuff too. Now, we definitely want to heal Reynold of his stress. Dismas, Osmond, and Kiervmont are also quite stressed too, but we might have to just press our luck anyways. But yeah, so let's take a look at Reynold's quirks here. So here, we'll only pray for stress relief, and then prone to stealing items. So that means we have to go to the Abbey, and we have to put this feller into the transept, which will allow him to pray to stress relief him. Now we have 11,000 gold, so it's going to be pretty costly. But that is fine. We'll send him into that. Now, Crayon, I'm going to take a look at the colors here. Ooh, I like that, like, kind of deep burgundy there. And then Sourdeval, I'm going to change to being, let's go, I like the red. Then Mainette, we're going to change to the black and red. I like that. And then Deton, we'll change to... Ooh, I like the green. Okay. So is there anything else we can do? Yeah, I guess we should embark. So a lot of the time it's easier to see where you're going first. So, yeah, this is what's weird about Stygian is we have that death limit. We also have the time limit. So it's good to just, I guess, push your luck here. So this is Short Apprentice. This is Short Apprentice, Short Apprentice, Short Apprentice. Complete 100% of room battles. Explore 90% of rooms. Complete 100% of room battles and complete 100% of room battles. So 100% of room battles is typically good because sometimes there's not very many and then you just get the win. You know what I mean? So who should we take in? Dismas can probably still make things happen. Osmond is a Vestal, so fantastically helpful. Should we go for, yeah, Deton is good too. And then we kind of need a frontliner, which the Abomination, I think, is a good frontliner. Now, we'll check their skills to make sure. The Abomination comes with everything. And we'll talk about the Abomination's kind of, you know, thing that he does when we get into it. And then, oh yeah, let's check the abomination. So, yeah, he should be fine. It says their preferred position and their preferred target as well, but he should be fine in the front. Yep, the only thing he can't use is manacles. You have to be in the middle to use manacles, but that should be okay. Then our highwayman should be fine in the second slot. Then our grave robber has pick to the face, shadow fade, throw dagger, and toxin trickery. This should be okay. And then our vestal should be fine back here too, I do believe. So I think we're ready. Now we could also send Cuervmont. Yeah, let's actually go back. Let's go to the tavern. Let's take a look at Cuervmont's thing. Blight resist, stress verse, unholy. So we'll put Cuervmont here, and we'll heal his stress there for 1,000 gold. Then we will embark. Do I have any items here? Common, 50% bleed skill chance, -1 speed. It's probably not worth the -1 speed. So then I'm going to click this, and I'm going to go to provisions. And we're going to get ready. We get a shovel because we have a grave robber, by the way. So let's go 8 food. So that takes care of 2 food checks. And we'll go... Was it 8 torches? Did we have 8 torches last time? I swear it was like a differing... Did it have us have 4 torches? I'm going to take an extra shovel too, even though the shovels are pretty expensive. And we should be good to go. But everything is so dangerous in this game. This game is so genuinely difficult. My God. So yeah, we only have like 86 weeks to beat the game, and also...
The fiends must be driven back. And what better place to begin than the seat of our noble line?
And yeah, also, we have a, I think 12 people die, and then the game is over. Right-click on a hero's image or portrait at any time to bring up a detailed panel showing all the hero's quirks, skills, and resistances. Yeah. Okay. So, we're going to go ahead and scout here. We're going to move to this room. We got to get 100% of room battles, right? Which, if I remember correctly, is the easier one. Because there could just be one room battle, and then you do it, and it's over. Whereas 90% of rooms, you have to explore everything except for, like, one thing. Now, curios. I think it's better to not interact with curios, as far as I remember. Especially in a Stygian run, it's only going to hurt us, I do believe. So we're going to say no to that. And then immediately we have webbers and spitters. So, with Monsieur Dismals, we're going to go for Grape Shot Blast, hitting all 3 of them. 5 and 4 and 4 damage, and then all debuff to take higher chances of crits. Now, we've got Pick to the Face, which is 90% base accuracy, -50% damage, plus 1% crit, and it's armor piercing, meaning if anything has protection, it deals normal damage. Thrown Dagger, though, 90% accuracy base, -10% damage, which is not that bad for this game. Plus 8% crit, wow. And then plus 25% damage if the target is marked. Plus 20% damage if the target is blighted. And then also buffs herself for 5 accuracy. So Thrown Daggers, wow, even better than I would have thought. Both of these spiders have 5 HP. I'm going to go for the one in the back. It's usually better to go for the back line because it's harder to hit them, ultimately. So they're going to be at 1 HP now. We also get buff for accuracy, so we're going to try to kill this with the Dazzling Light. 1 damage killing it, and also giving us Torch as well, and also healing stress. So they're going to go for Web. 1 damage, resist the stun, but we do get a debuff for Blight Resist. Blight. So we have negative Blight Resist, which means, oh, we actually resist it, which is crazy. So, yeah, the Abomination, wow, they can't even use... Oh, wow, they just have to transform to be able to do it. So the whole thing with Abomination is they transform into like a werebeast, basically, or some crazy animal thing. So you have to use these 2 in the middle, which kind of sucks, because you do want a frontliner. I guess Abomination's not the best frontliner. We're going to go for Absolution, -7 stress on self, and also heal 3. Because we don't really need to transform. You only get like 2, I think, per the dungeon, if I remember correctly. So we're going to go for the pistol shot here. 7 damage killing the spider. Excellent. We're going to go for the pick to the face here. 7 damage killing it. Excellent. Good job, team.
This expedition at least promises success.
Okay, now whenever you find a crate, it is always good. We get a portrait, which is an heirloom. Whenever you find a sconce, it is also always good, because you always get a free torch. So not bad at all. Now, we could torch, but it's probably not honestly even worth it. We're just going to go through the door here. We're only down like one level of torch here. So then we get the scouting chance, so we can see we have at least a battle and also an obstacle coming up, which we'll need the shovel for. We're not going to interact with that. In my experience, most of the time, if you interact with curios, it's bad. And depending on certain characters' quirks, you know, it could change. But yeah, a lot of the time it's just bad. So, we're gonna... So, Toxin Trickery. Self cures Blight and Bleed, and also buffs her for dodge and speed, which is not bad. Now, what's our higher damage thing? Pick to the face is negative 50% damage plus 1 crit. So, I guess Thrown Dagger is honestly better, especially because it buffs our accuracy, too. Wow. So, big crit there, and everybody heals stress, too, which is fantastic. We're going to go for the Dazzling Light. They have a 10% stun resistance. We'll go for this guy. 1 damage, torch, and also he gets stunned, so he loses his turn. We're going to go for the Pistol Shot. Misses, unfortunately. So, stun, loses its turn, gets buffed for stun resistance. Bump in the Night, which I think can do something, maybe not. So yeah, we'll just keep absoluting. We don't need to transform unless it's a tough battle. So we'll heal stress and damage. Gonna go for a pistol shot. 5 damage on that little feller. We're gonna go for a thrown dagger. 6 damage on that little feller. Killing him. Excellent job. Now this guy has 50% stun resist for 1 round, which means his stun resist is at 60%. So this is going to be a 40% chance to stun. But we might as well do it because we don't really need to heal. We do get the 40%. Also increased torch. We're going to Absolution again, healing stress and damage. So 7 stress healed. This guy gets stunned and buffed against stun. We're going to go for the Open Vein, dealing 8 damage, but can't bleed it because it's a skeleton, basically. So not bad and not too shabby thus far. Obstacles, we're going to use a shovel.
Stone seems bent on preventing passage.
The Cold Stone Creamery seems hell-bent on stopping passage. Now, no room battles still. So it would have been great to get a scouting chance because we don't know if this is going to have a room battle here. So what does she have? The pack has a map inside. Oh, we do get the scouting chance, though. Excellent. Okay, so now we get, yeah, because this had a map inside, so we get a big scout here. So we know this would have been a waste of time because there is no room battle there. So we're going to back up, and whenever you back up, your heroes will get stressed. So not good to back up, but it's better than going there for no reason, basically. All right, hunger check number 1. So everybody eats a food. So we have 4 food remaining. Sometimes you will get screwed on hunger checks if you don't have enough food. And then also here is a trap. Scouted traps will be visible on the ground as you approach them. Select a hero and click on the trap to attempt to disarm it. Some heroes are better than others at disarming. And yes, indeed. So typically the rogue sort of characters, the roguish, so like the literal highwayman and then also the grave robber will have higher trap disarm. You can see the abomination has 50%, not good, but the highwayman has 90% and the grave robber has 90% too. So we're gonna go for actually the grave robber because she has less stress. Click it, 90% chance, we get the disarm, and they also heal stress. Ah, that's right, you can use it to cure stress though too, which is good. All right, so in we go. Got a big battle here. All right, grave robber, buff self, dodge, and speed. Let's do it. And you can see it says uses remaining, so she can only use this once per fight. So we're gonna drink that. Toxin Trickery gets buffed, harder to hit. Tempting Goblet, dodges, super nice. Eldritch Push, which if it connects, oof, and that's a crit too. And it actually pushes him, which is bad. Not good at all. What is this again? Tracking Shot. Buffs damage, accuracy, and crit, which is not bad. We'll do that on this guy. Dodges, unfortunate, but we still get the buff. Now, we can't use Manacles and Beast Bile since you got moved to the back here. Yeah, probably would be good. So, Beast Bile, 95 accuracy base, negative 90% damage mod, so it deals no damage. It has a 2% chance to crit, 100% chance to blight, which is 2 points of damage for 3 rounds. Debuffs the target for negative 20% blight resist, so basically it can keep stacking to, like, keep blighting them. So we'll do that, and that misses. Ooh, boy, not great. Not a great start here. Bump in the Night for 3 damage. Rend for the old gods, which bleeds and also moves him forward 1. And also give debuffs to give extra stress as well. So not a great start here at all. We're going to heal the Grave Robber for 4 with the Vestal. Okay. Our Grave Robber now can use Shadow Fade because she got moved, which means she moves back 2 and then gives herself Stealth for 2 rounds. Also plus 80% damage, plus 4% crit, plus dodge, which is actually pretty crazy, but I'm not sure. I mean, we can then, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. We're going to Shadow Fade, moving backwards. Mega buffs, also stealth now, so they can't really hit her. We're going to Open Vein on this guy. 10 damage and hopefully a bleed as well. He does get the bleed. So 2 damage for 3 rounds. Stressful Incantation, 1 damage, but also stress. 15 stress. Not great. Oof, Tempting Goblet as well. 17 stress, really not great. Run for the old gods. 3 damage. And he does bleed us also and gives us that debuff. Bump in the Night, which dodges. Good. Okay. Probably want to go for the stun here. Let's use it on this guy. 2 damage. We get the stun. Also, Torch goes up. All right, we're going to Beast Bile again. 1 damage each. This guy gets blighted, but this guy doesn't. Eldritch Push on the Abomination, which lands and does push him backwards, which is rough, man. Okay, we're going to use Thrown Dagger now. Let's throw the dagger at this one back here. 8 damage with all the damage buffs and everything. Okay, this guy loses his turn because he's stunned. Our Highwayman is going to go for the Open Vein, killing the frontline guy. Heal 3 stress as well. Okay, we're going to just... yeah, let's move up 1. He can't really do anything back there. Okay, we get a dodge on the Bump in the Night. We're going to get... Oh, now we can use these 2, too. Hand of Light. Accuracy is 85, damage is negative 50%. Crit mod is +1, plus 50% damage versus Unholy, and then buffs self by damage and accuracy. So actually, that would be good against this guy, probably. He is Unholy. Ugh, those man, these dodges and misses. Not great. Not great. All right, Open Vein on this guy. Can't even kill him. Or can't even bleed him, but a crit will do it, yeah. Not bad at all. He'll stress on everybody, too. Okay, our Grave Robber. Definitely want to throw a dagger. Hopefully kill this person. God, these dodges. Really bad. Tempting Goblet on the Abomination. Dealing stress. 25 stress, too. Crazy. Eldritch Pull, which will pull him. That's actually fine. And then we've got our Vestal again. Let's go for Divine Grace on our Highwayman. We're going to heal for 5. Okay, Abomination, let's go ahead and use Absolution. Heal him a little bit and also stress. Okay, now we need our Highwayman to use Open Vein on this guy. Cut him down for 9. Beautiful, and then hopefully this dagger lands. It does land, but it's going to be at like 1 HP, 2 HP now. Eldritch Pull on the Grave Robber. Dodges. Good job. We're going to Absolution again. Okay. And then we're going to go for... Let's use the Dazzling Light. 2 damage enough to kill. Oh boy. That was a bit of a spicy fight there. That was a little rough. Let's go ahead and open this chest. The contents are yours. Fantastic. We'll take those. We'll get everybody into the default party order. And we will move along. So we have at least 1 more room battle here. Now, this pack is always good. The pack contains loot. Oh. Journal page, a snippet from the Journal of a Doomed Expedition. Blood-soaked pages torn from a journal. Now, this is 5 out of 6, and basically these are little stories, so I'm going to actually remove this by shift-clicking because we've got it, like, basically saved now. And I will read them, like, when they're all done. Because, like, reading 5 out of 6, you know, it's going to be confusing, basically. All right, we got a fight here as well. So we're going to open up with Grape Shot Blast, hitting 3, 5, and 5. Good damage. She's going to web the Vestal. 1 damage from the web, which resists and marks. Okay, we're going to go for the Thrown Dagger. 7 damage, and that spider is dead. Does not leave a corpse, by the way, either. Good to note. Bite on the Vestal, which dodges. Fantastic job. We're going to go for the Dazzling Light, which this thing dodges, but we do increase the torch. Spit on the Vestal, which deals 9. Oh, my God. Resist the Blight and the debuff, though. We're going to Absolution. Heal some stress again. Okay, we're going to go for the... Let's go for the Grape Shot Blast again. 4, 4, and 5 damage, killing that middle spider. Heal some stress there. We're going to go for the Pick to the Face. 4 damage, killing it. And then 1 spider left. Goes for the Bite on the Vestal. Really focusing down that Vestal. Resist the Blight, though. We're going to heal ourselves for 4. Alright, we're going to Absolution again, because there's not much we could do as the Abomination. Okay, we're going to go for the Pick to the Face, to the spider, killing it, grabbing some treasures. But a victory, nonetheless. So we're going to use the shovel on that, and in we go into the next room battle. I'm also going to click the torch, because we got a room battle here. And none of them are getting, like, surprised, which is kind of crazy, to be honest. Alright, do we want to buff with Toxic Trickery? Yeah, let's do it. We're going to buff our damage and our dodge. Okay, let's go for the Grape Shot Blast. 3, 4, and 4 damage. Not bad, a little bit of AoE. Quarrel on our Highwayman, which dodges. Fantastic. Quarrel on our Vestal. Oof, that could be really bad if that crits. Alright, so now we're going to transform as the Abomination. So 2 uses, I think, for the entire dungeon, though, which is weird because it doesn't really tell you that. Self. Changes to mode Beast. Gets buffed by 1 speed. Gets buffed by 20% blight resist. Gets buffed by 10% damage. Heals 5 HP, but it stresses all the other heroes out. So that's the big downside. So we basically get super buffed, but yeah, the Vestal's kind of freaking out here. Now, as the transformed Abomination, we can use Rake, which hits the front 2. We can use Rage, which basically has a chance to crit. We can use Slam, which moves us forward 1 and knocks the target back 2. But I think we're going to go with Rake here. 90% accuracy base, negative 50% damage, negative 3% crit, but buffs the Abomination for extra 50% Rake damage. So basically, you just spam it, and it keeps getting stronger and stronger each round, pretty much. So that gets buffed. Now we're going to heal ourselves and hope for a crit, because that would heal some stress. Doesn't happen, though. Bump in the Night on the Abomination for 3 damage. Okay. Graveyard Slash on the Highwayman, who dodges it. Fantastic. Alright, we are now the Grave Robber. We're going to go for a Thrown Dagger at this guy. 5 damage. Buffs our accuracy as well. Quarrel on the Vestal. Okay, no crit is fine. We're going to do another Rake here, which is buffed up, and that's going to buff up the damage even more. Okay, we're going to go for a... Let's do a Grape Shot Blast, which also hits the corpse. 3, 3, and 3, and kills that middle guy. Fantastic. Quarrel on the Highwayman. Lands for 3 damage. No big deal. Vestal, we're going to heal ourselves. Heal for 5. Okay. Thrown Dagger at this guy. 7 damage. Dead. Alright. Now with the Highwayman, let's go for the Pistol Shot. Deals 7 to the Ballista guy back there. Uses Quarrel on the Highwayman. Hits for 7. Big damage. We're going to heal the Highwayman with our Vestal for 5. We're going to rake the corpses to drag this Quarrel guy further up. Okay. And then we've got that Thrown Dagger for 7. This guy's got to be at like 1 HP. 4 HP. Wow. He's a tough cookie. 9 damage will kill him. Now, this might end the quest right here.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Okay. So that was all of the room battles.
More bones return.
So we are successful. So we got 3k gold. 3k gold from the quest reward, some busts, and an unmovable helmet trinket. Everybody levels up to level 1. Dismas is almost level 2. And we got some new quirks here. So Night Blindness, negative 10% damage if torch is below 26, 50% damage versus human, negative 50% stress versus human. 5% scouting chance in the ruins, and negative 20% weapon upgrade cost. So some good and some bad.
She has paid dearly for her freedom. That deserves better than this place.
So that's actually pretty darn good. Hear ye, hear ye. So this is an event. A desert wind, a sandstorm of rumors and half-truths swirl around the newcomer. So this is the shield bearer, or shield breaker. And this is a really strong class. This was like a DLC class. And I'm down to use basically anything the game wants to give me because, you know, this is going to be very hard. So, negative 20% stress if torch is above 75. Negative 5 accuracy range skills, which is rough. And then negative 5% crit range skills, which is also rough. Ooh. So, anything that says range, like puncture right here, or impale. Oh, that's rough, man. Or captivate. Yeah, that's really bad. Oof. All right, well, I think we'll take her. We have 2 open slots.
Shifting, swaying. She mesmerizes her prey before the final strike.
Okay. Yeah, that's rough. So, Vermont went on a drunken bender and hasn't been seen. So he's basically missing. And Reynold recovered 55 and is no longer masochistic, which is great. Alrighty. So, now we've unlocked the guild.
Make no mistake. We will face ever greater threats. Our soldiers must be ready.
So I think the guild lets you unlock other skills so that you can mix and match which 4 skills you want to take.
The bellows blast once again. The forge stands ready to make weapons of war.
And then we also have the blacksmith, which will upgrade your weapons and armor pretty much. Now let's head to the stagecoach, where we have a jester, probably my favorite class in the entire game, although it's a tricky class to use. Yeah, we'll take... Oh, and also the leper. Yeah, the leper's fantastic, too. I'm going to take the leper.
This man understands that adversity and existence are one and the same.
And then I think I'm going to remove the antiquarian, actually. How do I remove the antiquarian? Dismiss hero. Are you sure you want to dismiss the hero? Yes, which hopefully does not count against our total, like, you know, people dying amount, because I think the jester is going to be a little bit better for that. Okay, so now we're going to click embark. We're going to drag these people out. We're going to go back to the estate, and then we're going to sort by... sort by level. Okay, so let's go ahead and make our party first. We'll have Reynold. Actually, no. We'll have Tornabut, the leper, in the front here. Osmond needs to be healed. So do we have another healer? We do have Maynette, who can be a healer, although they might need to unlock their skill to heal. It's a very unique skill here. And then we'll take in the shield bearer as well in the second slot. And then we need basically a third slot damage dealer, which can be Deton, the grave robber. And also let's change the colors here too. Ooh, let's go, yeah, white and gold. That looks cool. And then let's also go with the shield breaker. We'll go, yeah, that kind of azure blue. And then with this guy, yeah, that. So weird reconstruction is what I was talking about. This is a weird heal because basically it can heal 0 to 13. So it can heal for nothing. And it also has a chance to bleed as well, though the bleed is not a huge deal, basically. And other than that, we should be good to go. Typically, these early level quests are very doable. But also we want to cure Osmond of some of the, we want to cure Osmond of some of the stress here. So let's send them to the brothel. Off you go. All right, and then let's embark. I think we got this. So the Weald, short to complete 100% of room battles. Let's do that. We'll go to the Weald for the first time ever. So we get the shovel. We get the medicinal herbs, I think, from the occultist here. And then we'll take, yeah, another 8 food, another 8 torches, and another shovel. You really want to have 2 shovels because it can go very bad if you don't. All right. Into the Weald, which is basically the fungal forest zone, pretty much.
Corruption has soaked the soil, sapping all good life from these groves. Let us burn out this evil.
Yeah, so any of these little sacks and crates and stuff are always good, basically, and this is why I took an extra torch, because we literally have took an extra shovel.
Victim to the spreading,
because we literally have an obstruction right there, right off the bat. I'm going to torch, and here we go into our first room battle. Let's see what we got. And they got surprised because of the torch level, so they all lose their first turn, which is fantastic. Now, the Grave Robber is great here because if we hover over these fungal scratchers, they have 33% protection, which means the pick to the face is super duper good because it cuts right through that protection, because normally they would take less damage. Monsters with high prot. Some monsters have high protection, which absorbs attack damage, dots, blight and bleed, damage over time, ignore prot, and are effective means to take down these highly armored opponents. Yep. Okay, so with our Occultist, we have Vulnerability Hex, which marks the target. Accuracy base is 95, damage mod is negative 9%, so it deals no damage. Crit mod is plus 5%. It marks the target for negative 15 dodge, and also marks, which enables certain skills. We can also do Demon's Pull, which is a 90% accuracy base, negative 50% damage, crit plus 5, and then it pulls 2, and also clears corpses. So, let's do that, and we'll pull this guy here to the front. So 1 damage, and we get the pull. Okay, now with the Leper. The Leper has Chop, big damage against one enemy, but also Hew, which hits the first 2, and then Solemnity, which heals stress, and also Revenge, which buffs damage, accuracy, crit, but removes dodge and increases damage taken. So it's basically a huge buff, but it also increases the stress, the damage that will take. So we're going to go for Hew, although, yeah, accuracy base is 75, damage mod is half damage, crit mod is negative 4%. So it's basically just to hit these front 2 guys, which we hit for 4 and we hit for 6. Now with the Shield Breaker, we're going to use Pierce, which is armor piercing. Same thing, it goes right through the protection and also moves the Shield Breaker forward 1 as well. So 9 damage, this guy's got to be really low now. Rain of Blight, which crits, which is rough. Ooh, and he gets a disease, and they get blighted, and he gets stress. Man, okay, Skate Cloud, 1 damage to each, and gets blighted. Groping Swipe for 4 damage. Groping Swipe again for 5 damage. That's a bit rough there. All right, let's do Pick to the Face on this guy, because it cuts through his armor. Now with our Occultist, I think we're going to Weird Reconstruction our Shield Breaker. Heals for 2, which is very low roll, but resists the bleed. Okay. Shield Breaker, we're going to go for the Pierce, which misses, which really sucks because that cuts through that guy's protection. Rain of Blight for 1 day. Oh my god, he got diseased again? Jeez Louise, that's rough. Alright, let's go for the Revenge. Yeah, we'll do Revenge. So we'll buff him by a whole bunch of stuff, but now he takes extra damage as well. Rain of Blight on the back line, 1 damage each, and also Blights. These Blights are stacking. This is kind of rough here. 5 damage from this dude. Oof. Okay, this is not great in the slightest. We're going to Weird Reconstruction. Heals for 5, but they get the bleed. Jeez Louise. Okay, Pick to the Face, 5 damage, cuts through his armor. Alright, let's go for the Pierce and hope this doesn't miss. 6 damage, cuts through his armor. Rain of Blight again. Thank God for that. That would have been horrible if that stacked again. 5 damage. Oof. Okay, we're going to go for the Chop here. 10 damage from the Chop, but still not dead. Very rough. Mark Prey. 1 damage, and now they're marked, which means they're definitely going to die if this guy gets to hit him with that mark. Okay, definitely kill this guy, please. Thank you. This is a rough battle, man. Oof. Alright, Weird Reconstruction on ourself. Heal for 2. Yeah, we're getting really low rolls, too, on these heals. Not great. Not great. Alright, let's go ahead and Pierce, which can hit anything. How is this thing still alive? 1 HP. Man, oh man. Not good. We're going to hew these corpses. 7 and 8 damage to the corpses. Rain of Blight again. 1 damage. And he gets... Yeah, this guy's going to... Yeah. This Blight is stacking horrendously now. Yep. Alright, here we go. So he's on Death's Door now. When a hero is reduced to 0 HP, they're at Death's Door. While in this state, they will suffer stat penalties, plus any further damage has a chance to kill them. Heal them to get off Death's Door. So whenever this happens, anything that hits them again can just kill them, including dots. So now we basically have to heal. This is really bad. Oh my god, the god heal, though. Holy crap. Okay, yeah, the god heal crit. Wowie zowie. All right, we're going to heal these corpses, move these guys up. Any enemy hates to be out of position. Oh my god, they're on death's door too now. Not good, because this thing's also going to escape cloud too. Oh man, oh man, oh man. All right, so this one still has its turn, which is great, because hopefully this lands and we kill this. So it loses its turn there. Oof, that could have killed her right there, actually, with that dot, but luckily it didn't. We're going to crit. Okay. That's nice, but I really need to heal them. Okay. Oh boy. All right, let's go for a thrown dagger, 4 damage. Okay, we need to kill this thing now. Okay, he gets to heal, though. So we're going to weird reconstruction. Heal for 2. That'll get her off of death's door. Oh, then they take the dot damage, too. My god. Please kill this thing. Thank you. Oof, that was a horrendous fight. That was really bad. Yeah, what do I even do now? Swordsman Crest. Plus 10% damage melee skills, negative 50% healing skills for the Crusader. So the Crusader is the only one that can wear that. So this is really bad because they're on death's door. Now you can heal with the food. Okay, I'm going to open up this chest first. The contents are yours. Cool. And we'll go default party order. We get a scouting chance. Now the thing is, they can die on these 2 dots, which are there for like a couple more rounds here. So I basically have to feed, because I can't even use skills, yeah. So I basically have to feed them a food so that they're off of death's door for like 1 HP pretty much. And now it's going to trigger right there. Yeah, so then we have to keep basically feeding them a food so that they don't die to the death's door pretty much. Jesus.
Facing the abyss.
And this is also bad because it takes our food too, which we're going to need for food checks. How much? Oh, God, this is still there for like 1 more round. Holy moly. That blight was horrible. All right, so once again on death's door, we're going to eat a food. And then we just got to hope that we don't get like... Yeah, we just got to hope that we don't get like 2 food checks now. Okay, we survived it, but that was really, really rough. And we know there's no room battle in here because we don't have it on the map here. Okay, thank God we got the scouting, because if there's no room battle down here, then we can skip it, which we can. Whew! Thank God. All right, crates are always good.
Packs laden with loot.
Packs laden with loot.
Supplies.
All right, so we got a battle coming up. How many torches do we have? We have 5 torches. I'm going to torch again, because we want all the advantages we can get. All right. So this is very scary now. I am going to throw a dagger at... this. That is rough. Webs the grave robber for 1 damage. Resists, but gets the stun and is also marked. My god. Okay, we're going to hew and hopefully hit these 2. 5 damage on each. Spit on the grave robber. 7 damage. Yeah, they're on death's door too now. All right. Not good in the slightest. Captivate, ranged, accuracy base 85, which also gets negative like 5 because of her quirk. Damage mod, negative 25%. Crit mod, plus 4%. Blight, 100% chance. 3 points round for 3 rounds, plus 40% damage versus a marked target. So we're going to pierce, move her up 1. Kill that spider. I probably should have killed this one because this one still has a turn. That was a mistake, but that's fine. All right, we're going to weird reconstruction, hopefully get anything decent here. God, he's rolling so low except for that 1 crit. Oh, my God. Okay, web on the leper is fine. 1 damage. Gets stunned. Ugh. I feel like this is very rough. Spit, which misses. That's good, even though they're stunned. All right, the grave robber's turn, but they're stunned. Okay, weird reconstruction again. So, this blight is going to deal 1 damage, so they're going to survive it. I'm going to weird construction the shield breaker. 7 is decent, I guess. Gets the bleed, though. Jesus. Not great weird reconstruction showing out so far. Not a great showing of weird reconstruction. All right, misses. They all get to go first, I guess, because they're faster. Misses as well. We got our shield breaker. Now, Impale hits everybody. Moves her back 1. Accuracy base is 90, but again, we have Lazy Eye, so negative 5% accuracy, and then also negative 5% crit for range skills, which is horrible. So yeah, low damage, low crit, but we'll hit everybody. So we're going to do that. Hits them all for good damage. That's good. Okay, Leper is stunned, so loses his turn, which is pretty rough. Leper gets to go, though. We're going to go for the Hue. Double kill, which is the power of the Leper there. Not bad, not bad. Bites the Leper. 3 damage, which also can blight. Yep, stacking the blight there. Jesus. All right, we're going to weird reconstruction. Big heal there. Highest roll. Also got the bleed, though, but that's fine. Okay, pick to the face. Dodges it. We're going to go for a Pierce. And we get the crit on the Pierce. Not bad. Not bad. All right. Getting a little rough here, this particular adventure, whatever you call it, this particular run, this particular mission is what I'm trying to say. All right, so we're going to move on. Now, we don't have scouting chance, so it's going to be hard to tell. The pack has already been looted. That's fine. We're going to click the torch. Sacks are always positive. 50 gold. Not a big deal. Okay, trap there, which is unfortunate. 21 stress, blighted, and resolve. It is now fearful. You want to see that turn white when that happens. Okay, that is rough. All right, we know we have at least one more room battle because the mission is not over. So it might be in here. Let's see. Yeah, that fearful is really bad. Okay, so we at least have this room battle. And if this is the last one, we're in a good spot. So I'm going to use Toxic Trickery, or whatever that ability is. Toxin Trickery. Stressful incantation, but they're already stressed. But if they, you know, make it go all the way up again, they get a heart attack. We can use Demon's Pull. We can also mark the target. Doesn't somebody have a mark skill? Is it this? Yeah, 25% damage versus marked. I'm going to Weird Reconstruction or Shield Bear. God, these low rolls. Okay, and gets the bleed, so it's basically useless. Run for the old god. Oh my god. Crit. And gets the bleed. Jesus. And then he's going to rend her. Okay, thank God for that. That would have been bad. Eldritch Pull on the Grave Robber. Does get the pull. Rough stuff, man. Rough stuff indeed. Stressing everybody out. All right. Oh, boy. Let's go ahead. Yeah, we don't want to pierce because we'll move forward and the leper will go back, and that's really bad. This also... Okay, this does not move them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so right here my mic blew out or something. I'm not even sure what happened. I heard a weird noise in my headphones, so I'm assuming it was my microphone blowing out. This is the first time this has ever happened, so yeah, it basically cut out all the rest of the commentary on this video. So I'll let the rest of the video play out because there's not that much left. And yeah, you can see how this run plays out, and it is tragic with a capital T. So enjoy my demise. It is horrible, and Stygian is very difficult. Thank you for watching. You can hit join under the video if you'd like to become a member, support the channel, get these videos as soon as they're uploaded. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Survival is a tenuous proposition in this sprawling tomb. Impressive. The slow death. Unforeseen. Unforgiving. Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end. Ears, blurred vision. The end approaches. Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration. This is no place for the weak or the foolhardy. Another life wasted in the pursuit of glory and gold. terrible assault cannot be left unanswered. A decisive pummeling. More blood soaks the soil, feeding the evil therein. Wounds to be tended, lessons to be learned.